You can feel it. A little chill in the morning air, briskness against your skin in the morning. The lawn isn't growing as fast as it used to. It crunches a little more under your feet. Leaves on the trees are starting to turn different shades of color, away from the bright greens. School's starting. Hear the school bus engines roar in the distance. Everything, it seems, is slowing down a little, except one thing. It's a staple of this time of year, always has been. Sounds of grunts and growls, a lot of pushing and shoving, and absolutely no holding. Hard workers preparing for a job. A lot to do, a lot to show, a lot to prove. Hard lines, hash marks, X's and O's, a lot of film, and just plain old hard work. And they can use these lessons throughout life. It's the season we've all been expecting. Hello everybody, I'm David Sullivan. Welcome to high school football at Riptide on the River. Hello everybody, welcome to the Bert Browne Show. We're coming to you from Riptide on the River, a good place for food, drink, and a good time. And we want to thank Time Warner Cable and the Madison County Schools for helping make these programs possible. Coach, you've got the first game as we tape this show under your belt. Your team, a thrilling game but a loss for you in that opening game in the Meyer Roy Kidd Bowl. Take us through the game and how you felt. You got behind early and had to dig yourself out of a hole.
Well, we did. We had a problem taking the pitch man on the option, and that's something that we've worked on. And that first football game of the year, you're going to have a lot of mistakes. I mean, if you don't have a lot of mistakes, there's not a lot of room for improvement. So you just hope that you can win those games early, and we just fell on the short end of the stick there, but our kids battled back. I was proud of that fact. We got down 16-0. We made some mistakes. We made some mistakes defensively, offensively, and it took us a while to get rolling. But when you watch it on film, you see that, after I brought the kids in and showed them the film and said, the good thing about this is, these guys, is we battled back, but there's so many different spots that we can improve on, that we will improve on. So we just got to go out and do that.
After falling 2 touchdowns behind, I believe you were down 18-0, you did come back. Dominic Hawkins certainly broke a tremendous run.
Oh yeah, he did. I mean, what we did down there is before we went out there, I told the kids we were on about the foot line, and I said, all right, we're not going to run a play right here. We're going to go our no play, and so we get up there, we're going to try to draw them off sides, and I said, we'll take a penalty. They move us half the distance, it's 6 inches. I'm looking at their defense, and Hunter tries to draw them off sides. They don't jump off sides, and so I signaled in the play, and he called the play, and Dominique stuck it back the other way and took it 99 point whatever yards, so it was great. He did a great job.
Well, Dominique has not been able to practice the whole preseason.
No. So Dominique's been in AAU basketball all summer long, and you know, and to do have that kind of performance, not having been out there since everybody else was out there. He's been away in Florida playing basketball, and he's got probably, at that point, I guess he had about 15, 16 practices under his belt, or probably about 20, count two-a-days and things like that. But to not have as many practices as everybody else out on the field, it's phenomenal the things that he did with football.
How did you feel as your team ended that first half?
Well, I wasn't very happy. You know, I just thought there were so many things we could do better. We made some adjustments defensively at the half. We made some offensive adjustments. You know, they didn't show, they came out in a different defense than they showed in their scrimmage. They were very, you know, they were a 4-3 cover 2 in their scrimmage, didn't blitz anybody. And I knew that wasn't all that they were going to do. I knew they would go in and do some different things. They gave us a different front than they showed us in the scrimmage, and did some things differently, and we kind of adjusted to that as the game went on and made some things happen.
We'll be back with Coach Browne in just a minute. We'll look at the second half, a wild and crazy second half.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Bert Browne Show on WWAG FM radio, real country playing stars and legends. The Bert Browne Show is the property of Rosanbalm Communications, and distribution and recordings by any means is prohibited. To order quality copies of the program, please visit rosanbalmcommunications.com for information.
Coach, you talked about your halftime, of course, talk with the team. You weren't very happy. They did seem, however, the defense at least, to be settling down as you got near the halftime and then on into the third.
Well, yeah, our defense did settle down there in the second quarter. You know, Coach Elkin brought some stunts and things like that, and we had some linebackers on some things. We just got to readjust and make the plays. One of their big long runs there that helped get them a touchdown, they had about a 30-yard run, 35-yard run. We've got one of our linebackers on it, and we've got to make that play. And you know, Coach Elkin stunted right into their play, and those are the kind of things that our guys have got to make those plays when they're brought to them, and we didn't. But as the second quarter went on, we got a little tighter on defense and battened up the hatches there, and did some good things, and offensively we didn't, but at the half we got to talk about it, and defense got to talk about it, offense got to talk about it. We made some adjustments both sides of the football, and came out and played much better in the second half of the third quarter.
It was a good tight game when you got that punt return that broke it up.
Dre did a great job. You know, we're a hold-up. We were holding up this week on the punt team and rushing from one side, and you know, we're going to let Dre pick that football up and do what he can with it. We weren't setting up a wall or a wedge or anything like that. We were hold up punt return coming from one side, And you know what we teach the kids is one side's going to hold up their guy, make sure it's not a fake. The other side's coming. We've got a safety backing off the line to make it appear like we're bringing 10, but we'll back somebody off and we'll spy with other people. So we did that, and then so Dre just did a great job of, you know, I'm always on Dre and the punt return guys, catch the football. Don't let that thing bounce and roll 20 yards. But Dre did the smart thing. It was that back in front of him. He backed up a little bit because it was going to bounce to him. It bounced to him. He scooped it, gave it a little stick, and bam, he was down the other side. Did an excellent job, and I think it was 89 yards or something like that.
It was, and that closed it to a 2-point gap going into the fourth quarter. We'll be back and talk to the coach about the fourth quarter after this. We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Bert Browne Show on WWAG FM radio, real country playing stars and legends. Watch the Bert Browne Show on YouTube, Facebook, RosenbaumCommunications.com, and MadisonCentralFootball.com. We'd like to thank our sponsors: Time Warner Cable. Watch the Coaches Show on the Madison County Schools Channel 9. Watch the Coaches Show on Time Warner Cable Channel 5. David Sullivan and Bert Browne coming to you from Riptide on the River, and we're talking about your opening football game. Halftime, what kind of talk did you have with your football team?
Well, we talked about adjustments. I mean, I went in there and told them what I thought about the first half. You know, as a coaching staff, you always go in at halftime and the kids go in and you kind of stand outside the locker room, and I'll talk to all the coaches about what I think, and then I kind of talk about the things I think we need to do, and then I talk with our defensive coordinator, Coach Elkin, with the coaches there and say, well, what do you think? What do you think that we need to do? And I might throw in something. Then you go in there and you talk to the kids, and I talk the truth to them. You know, I've always told them, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a rear end patter. I don't say that's okay because it's not okay. You know, the goal is to win state championships here, and you got to win football games to do that. And so I went in there and I told them just what I thought. That first quarter was terrible, as everybody knows. We let a football team get 16 points on us there, but that they shouldn't have. If we play responsibility on defense, they don't score in that first half. But we made those adjustments at halftime defensively. We had the defensive team in one section of the locker room, the offensive team in the other section of the locker room. So that frees us up to do a lot more talking than you would if you had your regular high school team where you got to talk defense first, and you talk offense. You don't have as much time. So you've got quite a bit of time to get on the board, draw things up, find out what somebody's playing. Is he on a 4-eye on you, or is he in a 5? Is he head up? Are they playing 22? Are they playing 2 on the guard? Are they shading the nose? What's that guy doing when he's on you? Is he jumping outside? Is he ripping inside of you? What's he doing? So there's a lot of things that you can do, and we try to do that on the sideline too. Our kids come off the sideline, the offense goes and sits down when they come off the sideline. I get on the board, I ask them questions, and I draw things up. Same thing defensively. So it's kind of the same thing that you do at halftime, that you do on the sideline, but you got more time to do it. You don't have distractions. So we got to get in there and make some adjustments, and I think it helped us.
Tell you, we're going to take a break right now and meet some of the players at Madison Central. Then we'll be back with more game action.
Jacob Bellamy, nose guard.
Jason Bourne, defensive tackle.
Josh Branham, wide receiver. Blake Broadus, outside linebacker and fullback.
Cody Bryant, right guard.
Keontae Bryant, middle linebacker. Clay Clark, defensive line. Jordan Nelson, middle linebacker.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Bert Browne Show on WWAG FM radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Thanks for being with us as we continue with Bert Browne and talk more about the Madison Central opening football game. Coach, you made it close at the end of the third quarter. We had talked about that. Now you get into the fourth quarter, and there's an exchange of touchdowns back and forth.
Yeah, well, you know, our kids did a much better job, I think, in the second half of picking things up and getting the jitters out of them. And you know, that punt return by Dre was huge, and that got us some momentum going. And then offensively, you know, we started to do some things. Dominique started running wild on them, and we did a good job blocking up front to give them a crack, and then our receivers did a good job downfield. So the fourth quarter was one of those that, you know, what I really liked about what our kids did is, you know, we were down 16-0, and I'm not so sure that in the past that things don't just fold at that point. Now, our kids last year, they never quit. They busted their tail and never gave up. But this bunch right here fought back and did a great job.
You had adversity and you kept coming back.
Right, and any football coach or any coach of any sport, for that matter, would love to see a bunch of kids that fight back, and that's what our kids did. And you know, after the game, I wasn't a happy camper. Because I want to win, and our kids weren't happy because they want to win. And you know, if you're a competitor, you know, you want to win at everything that you do. And I was sick after the game, and I know the kids were too. But the fourth quarter was a great quarter for us. We fought our tails off, and you know, we get down there. I guess there was 3 minutes left on the clock, and bam, 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 Dominique Hawkins takes it to the house, and it's tied up again. And we run a 2-point conversion there, and I think we hit. I think Hunter hit John Floyd in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. He made a great catch with the guy all over him. So, you know, our kids really did a great job.
And you go to overtime, 2 overtimes. We'll be back and go through overtime in a minute.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save, Sight Savers Family Eye Care, Mackenzie Morgan Music, Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection, First Gear in Richmond, Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Bert Browne Show on WWAG FM radio, real country playing stars and legends. Watch the Bert Browne Show on YouTube, Facebook, RosanbalmCommunications.com, and MadisonCentralFootball.com.
We continue at Riptide on the River with the Bert Browne Show. I'm David Sullivan. Thanks for being with us. We also want to thank Luxury Pet Service for being one of our excellent sponsors, the Madison County Schools for their help in this show, and also Time Warner Cable. Everybody pulling together to make this possible. Coach, the overtime, the first overtime. You're tied at the end. It was a dramatic way your team came back to tie it and send it to OT. What was your thought as you hit that overtime?
Well, we got to play defense, which was great, and you know our kicking game hasn't been the best, and so I knew, you know, their kid had a leg. He had missed an extra point or two, and you know we just couldn't kick. We haven't been able to kick an extra point this year, and we've lined up to kick them in practice and just don't get it done. So an extra point was out of the question. I figure our shot at an extra point. Kicking the ball was probably 5%. So I thought we had a much better chance going for two. And with that in mind also, their young man had missed some extra points. He was kind of shaky on his extra points. So we go out there and I'm figuring we hold them on defense. I knew we weren't going to be able to kick a field goal. That's out of the question. You can't kick an extra point, you dang sure can't kick a field goal. So I figure we can get down there and do some things, and you know, we run the ball a couple times and it doesn't work. We get in the shotgun and we're going to run a boot out of that to get Hunter back off. We'd run the bootleg from under center, which is our counter boot, and spit our fullback out in the flats, and I figured they were going to jump on that. They would be sitting on that. So I wanted to get our kids back off the line, get our quarterback off the line and run the boot. And so he could see everything, and if he had anything coming into his face, he could just back up off the ball. He was already back off of the ball. He could make that fake, and if something was coming into his face, our fullback would slip out, and he could just back up and toss it over their head and into the flats there. Well, the ball, you know, it's a hot night, it's humid. Our center's just soaking wet. The ball's wet, and it wasn't a very good snap, and we have to go get it, end up not scoring. So that was the first overtime, and you know our defense did a great job holding them on the play, and I think that in Mike's mind, Mike Whitaker, the head coach at Letcher Central, you know, they went for it on fourth down and didn't try to kick a field goal, which their kid had the leg to kick a field goal. But I think in Mike's mind, I think he really felt like that he could not stop us offensively. So I think that Mike thought, well, I'm not going to try a field goal because it's not going to win this game. They're going to score. So I think he thought that they had to score. So, you know, neither one of us scored there in that first overtime, and we have to go to the second one.
All right, we'll be taking a look at that second overtime and the deciding overtime as it turned out. Right now, let's pause to take a look at this week's Student Athlete Showcase.
I'm a junior in high school, and my position is a setter.
How long have you been playing?
6 years.
How did you get started?
My mom, she's the coach, and she got me started in this when I was very little.
What do you like about this?
I like being in like the competition and meeting new people and just having a good time.
What kind of year are you in?
a good one so far, and hopefully it stays like that.
Okay. What about your team? What kind of?
We're having a good year. It started out great, and we're going strong all the way.
All right. What's your plans after high school?
I tend to go to college so I can be a psychiatrist.
Do you plan on playing
Yes.
volleyball?
Yes.
My name is Jordan Baldwin. I'm a senior and my position is libero.
How long have you been playing?
I've been playing for this will be my 3rd year playing.
How did you get started playing?
I had a couple friends who wanted to play with me, and I knew a couple people on the volleyball team here, so I just decided to try it out.
What do you like about playing?
I like being around my friends that are on the team. That's probably my favorite part, and just the competition overall is really, I just like it.
What kind of year are you having?
I'm having a pretty good year actually, better than last year, so it's pretty good.
What kind of year is your team having?
We're having a really good year. We're 4-0, so it's a good start.
What's your plans after high school?
I plan on trying to go to Vanderbilt University and hopefully majoring in neurology or kind of surgeon, some kind of surgeon.
Don't forget, you can see the Bert Browne Show on YouTube, on Facebook, on MadisonCentralFootball.com. You can see it on television, on Time Warner Cable Channel 5, and also on the Madison County School Channel 9. So we are blanketing you with all the Bert Browne Show. Now, we're at the opening game, the second overtime. Take us through it.
Of course, we're going to have to go on offense first because we went on defense first in the first overtime. And Mike had chose the scoreboard end away from our student section. So I have the option in the second overtime where we want to play it. So I definitely was going to choose the hill down there where our students were at, and a lot of our fans were down there. So we go down there, and of course we get the football and we get it in, and we score a touchdown there. And again, we can't kick an extra point. Although we have worked a lot on that, we've had a bunch of our guys. I said, anybody that wants to try to kick an extra point this week, let's line them up and try them. So anyway, we couldn't kick an extra point, so the only thing that we could do, and I knew it, was go for 2. And we do, and it was there. I think we had a little miscommunication by one of our kids thought that Hunter was throwing it to another kid, and you know, that's part of the first game things. And after we were watching that on film, I said, if that ball's around you, you don't let anybody else catch it, you catch it. Anyway, we didn't get the 2-point conversion, and of course they come out and we do a great job up front. We could do a great job defending the pass, put some pressure on him, sack him twice, get it back there 4th and 35, and you know, you rarely see what happened. You rarely see a guy falling back, throwing it up, a wing and a prayer, and there's a tip ball, and a kid just happens to be standing there, and it just happens to. It's one of those things that happens 1 out of every 500 times. You know, ball's tipped and the guy catches it, falls in the end zone.
All right, well, you got more football games coming up.
Yeah.
You've had an off week this week to kind of refocus as we're taping this show and get ready for game 2. We'll come back and wrap it up with a coach and talk about how he feels about his team at this point after this.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Bert Browne Show on WWAG FM radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to two new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9 as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Coach, let's talk about what you did during your off week. Then you have your next game, which you had that off week, and then it's going to be Mercer County. So take us through it.
Well, this week we got a chance to, of course, watch the game. Our freshmen at JV played Monday night. They played Clark County's freshmen at JV. Our freshmen won the game, and we tied the JV game. So it was a good night for our young kids, and we watched the game film Monday after school. Normally we'd watch it Sunday afternoon, have the kids come in Sunday afternoon and watch it, lift weights. So we've been practicing this week. We've just been working on things that are going to make us better next week. And we got a chance to work on our special teams a little more and get some things done in that aspect and work on the little things that we did wrong in the football game that we feel like was correctable. And that's what I told our kids Monday. I said, you know, we're going to correct these mistakes we made, and we're not going to lose another game because of these mistakes. And, you know, it's like I told our kids, can anybody name the one play that beat us? And I said, there's not one play that beat us. There's about 30 different things, different plays that beat us. You just don't take one play in a football game and say that's the play that beat you, because there's several different things that contribute to a loss. And if somebody makes a play in the second quarter, they don't score a touchdown, we win the game. If somebody blocks in this quarter, we score a touchdown, they don't win the game. So if somebody catches this or throws this, so there's so many different things throughout a football game that can help you win or lose a game. So we've worked on all those things, and we feel like we're going to be a much better football team going into the Mercer County game this coming Friday night. And of course we go on the road and play over there. And then we're back the next week at home versus Scott County.
Okay, that wraps it up for this week's show. We want to thank all of our sponsors, including Luxon and Patterson Law Firm. We'll be here next week, and you stay with us right here for the Bert Browne Show. I'm David Sullivan. So long.
The Bert Browne Show is the property of Rosanbalm Communications, and distribution and recordings by any means is prohibited. To order quality copies of the program, please visit rosenbaumcommunications.com for information.